What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Comic Crunch, episode 26. Here with me today is Charles. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to discussing the shows as well as the
Trailers.
the trailers. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. The chat opened up and I started hearing that, so it was distracting. So I apologize, folks.
No problem, no problem. So let's start off with, what did you think of the Mummy trailer?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I began to see a general consensus of people hating on it. They were thinking that it was a typical Tom Cruise movie. They were a little upset about Sofia Boutella playing the Mummy and her outfit. They thought she was too, what's the word? Sexually appealing, just because just her out.
Jesus Christ.
Personally, I don't care. The way I see it is that Sofia Boutella is the new Zoe Saldana. You know how when Zoe Saldana came out of nowhere and then she started getting put into all kinds of new roles. I mean, she was in Star Trek, she was in Guardians of the Galaxy, she's getting other roles outside of those two franchises.
She was the Colombiana.
Yeah, pretty much. But now Sofia Boutella is that new actress because Sofia Boutella's breakout role was Giselle from Kingsman: The Secret Service. And now she's getting all these other roles. I mean, she was in Star Trek Beyond. She's going to be in The Mummy. And personally, regardless of how she looks in the Mummy trailer, I think the movie looks awesome. I thought
the trailer was good. Granted, it was a little upsetting that they made us wait to Sunday Night Football for it to debut.
yeah. It's kind of a bad timing. But
it was bad timing, and then it also cut it to my Westworld.
Well, yeah. Well, now we don't have to worry about that because Westworld is over, and we have to wait until 2018 until that comes back. So, how do I say this? Damn it! Yeah.
Look, if you need the whole year, granted, I see why they're doing it. They don't go back to work until June.
Yeah.
So there's no way they can get the show ready for that same year.
Yeah.
So at best, you're looking at maybe it takes over the Game of Thrones spot in April.
Okay. All right.
But other than that, what else did we get? I know we got Spider-Man last night.
Yeah, and I watched that. I think I watched that twice. I watched that trailer twice because, I mean, come on, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like an old childhood favorite of mine. I mean, I used to be obsessed with Spider-Man when I was younger than 10 years old, and I thought the trailer was cool. I pretty much just said to myself, finally, we are getting a good Spider-Man movie. Now, I'll admit, some of our audience and some of people out there who watched it will say, like, well, some of the other Spider-Man movies weren't too bad. I'll give you that. The first Tobey Maguire and the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were good. Amazing Spider-Man 1, the first one, was good. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was garbage. Spider-Man 3 with what was it? New Goblin, Sandman, and Venom. Those movies were just, oh my God, the emo dancing scene down the side of the street. I that scene is burned in my head. And so now
that was the weaker out of the 5, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. And now with Spider-Man Homecoming, everything looks so much better. It looks so much better.
I'm gonna ask you this: did you catch the 2 Easter eggs in the trailer?
I did not. What Easter eggs happened?
Okay, when he's walking down the hall, there's a portrait of Howard Stark on a wall background.
Uh-huh.
And then when he's in class and the teacher asks him, "Peter, are you with us?"
I remember that.
What do they call him in the MCU? Bruce?
Bruce, yeah.
His picture is up on the wall as well.
I don't remember that. I'm going to have to watch that a third time just to find out.
Oh, no. See, I watched the trailer 3 times, and then I watched the international trailer after because they dropped it as well.
They dropped an international trailer?
The international trailer had a little bit more Michael Keaton, which he looks awesome as the Vulture.
Yes, he does. The Vulture's outfit looks really cool.
And then remember the scene where the bus hits Peter and he crashes into the other bus?
Uh-huh.
That's done by the Shocker.
That's done by the Shocker. I'm going to have, damn it, there's so much crap that I missed.
But see, you didn't see him in the trailer that was released for the U.S. If he's in the international trailer, just a brief glimpse. But I'm looking for, and the whole car scene with Tony Stark and Peter. That scene is going to be hilarious.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I like the bank robbing scene where they were. Was it the bank robbing?
The bank robbing scene.
Where they're wearing the mask.
The Avengers. You're not the real Avengers.
Yeah, Thor gives it away.
No, the Hulk.
No, he said Thor.
He says the Hulk.
All right, fine, whatever. Moving on. Let's go on to the next trailer.
Okay. That Planet of the Apes trailer was the ish.
I was not expecting Woody Harrelson to be the bad guy. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, dude, he's the bad guy of this film, and
well, I know the bad guy was going to be a military colonel, because at the end of the last movie they mentioned that there was like this ship with a bunch of soldiers coming towards their area to stop the apes. I knew there was going to be a colonel of some kind and that he was going to be batshit crazy. I apologize for my language. It happens. And I was not expecting it to be Woody Harrelson. I did not hear any casting news about that. None.
Were you in a closet?
I'm not going to answer that. But
well, I'm pretty sure I put some of the casting news of this movie in our chats, but you probably just overlooked it. But either way, this trailer looked stunning. I like that. You hear Caesar's first, I did not want this war.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just see glimpses of the army and all that other stuff. Woody Harrelson coming down the waterfall, and Caesar sees him and then runs at him. It's like, ooh, I can't wait to go see that.
Oh, it does look good, but I'm a fan of this franchise anyway.
I was too. This franchise was great. But I love how Woody Harrelson said, if we can't contain them, then this planet will belong to the apes. I was like, oh, yeah.
No. He said this will become a planet of apes. That's what he said.
Yeah. I was paraphrasing, changing a little spin on it. But
yeah, but it sounds better when you say it like it was. You know what? Never mind. But
yeah, it does sound better coming from the way he said it. But I was trying to remember.
Okay, whatever. All right.
I thought that's one movie I'm really looking forward to. Now, I know how much you hate Transformers, but did you see the last night trailer?
Yes. I was tempted not to watch the trailer, but I wasn't doing anything at the time, and I was on YouTube, and I was like, you know what the hell? I will watch it just to see what it's like. And I was right. This movie is going to be the same as the past Transformers movies, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. When it comes to the CGI in a movie like that, it'll be a success because this is like the pinnacle of how good CGI can be. But
100 million views in 2 days.
But I don't think, but story-wise, which the story to me is what truly matters in a movie, is going to be garbage. It's going to be so bad. I'm worried it's going to be bad.
Here's what people need to understand. Go back to Generation 1. The story always focused on Spike and his father for a time being. The movie focused on Daniel getting to his father. It doesn't focus on the Transformers. It focuses on the human element. The Transformers are guardians. People need to stop complaining about that. I mean, granted, I'm curious to know if that was Unicron in the movie going past the moon.
I have no idea what you're talking about because I assume you're talking about the fourth movie because
no, in this one.
Oh, you're talking about what happened in the trailer.
There's a scene in the trailer that it looks like it could be Unicron, which I don't like the design of him, but granted, I can't get the 1986 version of him, which is fine.
Yeah.
But secondly, Optimus Prime is looking like he's going to become Nemesis Prime for part of this movie.
Nemesis Prime. I look, I apologize, folks. I am not up to date with all of the lore in the Transformers stories because when I was a kid, I was one of the kids that liked to play with the toys, but I didn't read the comic books. I didn't watch the cartoons. I didn't do any of that. I just played with the toys. That's it.
Nemesis Prime is an evil version of Optimus Prime, hence the name.
Okay.
But pay attention to his eyes when he slams Bumblebee. His eyes are not his traditional blue. His eyes are purple.
Huh.
So he could be mind controlled.
Possibly by Unicron.
Unicron or the creators. Remember, he took off, most likely ran out of energon, hence him floating in space with all that crust on him. Or he found the creators, they whooped him up real bad because he's one robot against a whole bunch of God knows what. And they just let him drift out, and then he gets possessed by Unicron. There's so many scenarios you could go with that particular scene. And then secondly, people are saying we didn't see a Dinobot. We did see a Dinobot. The Dinobot was in the desert. I believe that was Grimlock swinging down the sword. Grimlock is the only one with the sword out of the Dinobots.
Mm-hmm.
People don't catch these things. They're not up to date. But whatever.
Well, apparently you did, and our audience is thankful for it. So let's move on to the next trailer.
Baywatch.
Oh, God. I watched the trailer. I only watched it once, and I gotta say, it felt like 21 Jump Street, and that does not fit for Baywatch. At least not from what I remember.
Baywatch was a parody of Lifeguards on the Beach.
Well, it's been so long since I watched Baywatch, and the only
granted, I believe the first few seasons
were serious.
Of Baywatch, they took themselves too serious, and they tried to make it like
a drama,
whatever. I never watched Baywatch, so I don't care. But then later on, I heard it became more of a parody on itself. So this is what it's going to be. And yeah, you're going to probably get the references to 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, which is great. Because honestly, this is what this movie needs to be. This movie can't be serious because, come on now.
Yeah.
No. Zac Efron and The Rock just showing off the chest muscles and all that other crap. No, I already know that's going to be
I think there's going to be chemistry between Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson. I think there's going to be chemistry between the two of them, which I think is going to be hilarious because Dwayne Johnson can be hilarious if he really wants to be. And
yes.
And so I might watch it just for that. But
I don't know.
The thing I'm most worried about, though, is the future of Zac Efron's career. Because if you've noticed, in every movie that Zac Efron has acted in, he's always played a similar or almost exact same type of character, which I'm worried he's going to become typecast.
He's not typecast because he could do drama really well. I've seen him in the drama movie that he was very good in.
All right. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that that's not the case, that he doesn't become typecast,
and
because that's comedy, like the worst thing ever.
Well, the problem with his comedy is he's not paired with the right people. Bad Grandpa probably could have been a little bit better if it had a better story.
Well, Bad Grandpa was just bad all around because it was a comedy. And like I've said many times, most comedies today are garbage.
This is true.
They haven't released a good comedy since the early 90s.
Hangover.
All right, fine.
1 and 2 were good. Hangover 3 sucked.
No, I didn't care for Hangover 2. I only liked the first one. But anywho, back to Baywatch.
Deadpool.
Oh, all right, fine. I'll give you that. So there are some comedies that came out since then, but they are few and far between.
Yeah. But this is one of those movies that I might see in the theater, I might not. It's just depending.
To me, it's not going to be a watch in the theater. It will most definitely be a rent. Most definitely.
Yeah. It could go that way, too. It's all depending how I feel, because it comes out now Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's been pushed up.
Okay.
But then we also got some news. Fast and Furious 8 trailer was supposed to drop Sunday. Now it's been pushed to Monday.
Oh, so that's the news we have. Okay.
And they changed the name.
What's it called now?
And Furious.
The what now?
The Fate and Furious.
The Fate and Furious. What? Oh, oh. What's up, Joshua?
So I don't know. And other news was Mummy will start the franchise. Dracula Untold is no longer part of the universe.
Come on. Where did you read this? I need to see this. Where did you read it?
It's on the internet. Just look it up.
God, I'm sorry, folks. I know E doesn't like it when I swear, but I have to say it because it's fitting. God damn it. Oh, man, Dracula Untold was so cool. It was cool.
It was a good movie.
It would have been
liked
awesome
it.
to see Luke Evans to play Dracula, but now they're going to recast the character again? What the hell?
Oh, well. What can you do?
Damn it.
You gotta understand, this is the time of year where we don't get much news, or I feel the news wasn't deemed worth talking about.
All right. Okay. All right. Any other trailers to talk about?
No, that was all the trailers this week. Let's see what happens next week. I know next week for sure we're getting the Fast and Furious. Maybe something else. Yes, you will.
God.
And then also next week we got Rogue One. Honestly, you know what? They don't have to keep Luke Evans' Dracula movie. Just keep the character. He did a good job with it.
Keep Luke. So pretty much ignore everything that happened in Dracula Untold, but keep Luke Evans as Dracula.
Yeah,
that makes
all
kinds of sense. Yeah, and you can hear the sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah, keep your sarcasm all you want. I'm just saying, why recast the guy? The guy did a good job.
He did.
What a story that was mediocre. The effects were okay. I mean, it is what it is. But let's kick it off with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What did you think?
It was probably one of the better episodes of the season. It was a good mid-season finale. I liked it a lot. Like I said, like the week before, this week's pacing was also on point. It was very good. I liked my favorite part of the episode would have to be when Ghost Rider was pinned in that box and he was having a talk with Eli Morrow. I liked that the most. I thought that was very good. The reveal at the end of the episode also shocked me.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on because Ada couldn't have built another android that quickly. She couldn't have.
Right? It's like, what the hell is going on? And I recall Agent 33 is dead.
Agent 33. Trying to remember.
The other maid that was in one of the other seasons.
She was also she also became Grant's girlfriend at a time, didn't she?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how Ada, whatever her name is, did this. And I knew ever since we saw her that she was going to be the protagonist for the second half of the season. I knew it.
Huh. Okay.
I knew it.
You don't mean protagonist, you mean antagonist. That's what you meant to say.
That word, whatever word, you know me. Yeah.
Protagonist is a good guy. Antagonist is a bad guy.
Well, she'll be the bad guy the second half, and I'm really not for that.
You were the one that came up with it. You were the one that came up with that theory, and now you're saying, nah, I don't want it?
I just don't care for it. That's just something I don't want. I mean, they're going to do it because, hey, I'm not a showrunner. But it was just obvious. It's always seems to be they show two things in those first few episodes that end up coming back to bite the team in the butt. And this is going to be the second thing. The whole Ghost Rider storyline was great. Why didn't they just – I understand why you don't want to keep Robbie Reyes around because he's a West Coast-based character in the comics. A lot of it that took place was in the West Coast, if you notice.
Yes.
So now they're probably going to shift around multiple different places, what they usually do. I mean, we also got the Patriot suited up in his costume.
Which looked cool, by the way.
It looks like another version of Captain America's suit.
It does, only with Captain America, he has the American flag on his, while Patriot has the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo. It's like a mix between dark blue and silver.
I mean, I thought it looked good. I mean, the episode overall was great. Like you said, the pacing was good. Everything worked great. I'm just not feeling that whole LMD project going forward.
I don't know. I think I'm willing to approach it with a wait and see kind of mentality.
Well, we get to wait January 10th. They come back.
Yes, and I mean, come on. We have to admit it was pretty obvious that they were going to go down that route with Ada.
Yeah, it was. But now let's just switch gears and move over to Flash.
Are you sure? Are you sure we don't have anything else to say about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I'm done. I mean, Robbie Reyes is gone.
Do you think he's
dead? Not dead. No, he's not dead. He'll be back.
Okay.
The question is,
the writers.
Remember, he wanted to fulfill his vengeance. He got his vengeance. And he also made a promise to the Ghost Rider that's within him that he would handle his business as well. So we know he's coming back. The question is, when? I don't see him. I would like to see him come back in this season, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they'll probably just spin him off because his reception was great. They'll probably just spin him off to his own show.
Well,
the question is it Netflix or will it be ABC?
Well, if Ghost Rider's going to get his own show, it will most definitely not be ABC. It can't be, because even at a 10 p.m. slot, he's too violent, even for that time slot. So it would have to be Netflix.
Not really. I mean, we got Mac swinging his axe at somebody, cutting him, and you see blood coming out when
but Ghost Rider is more violent than that.
Yeah, but you could tame his violence. Not all his violence needs to be seen.
Yeah, you could tame Ghost Rider, but then he's not going to be Ghost Rider to his fullest potential. He's not. So,
but like I said, you never know. On to Flash.
Yes, on to Flash. Okay, so I was not expecting. Well, no, you know what? No, I was expecting because I saw set photos, and I saw set photos with Mark Hamill. So we were expecting to see him.
That was, you know what? I have an issue with that.
What?
It was too short of Mark Hamill. He was only in it for 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, that was a little disappointing. It was like you brought him in for like how many minutes, and then he's gone the rest of the episode.
Now,
what was the point in bringing him in the first place?
I thought Jay Garrick was from Earth 2, not Earth 3.
No, Jay Garrick. Barry's father's doppelganger was from Earth 3. He was on Earth 2 because he was captured by Hunter Zolomon. He was the man.
I know that much.
Yeah, but no, originally he was from Earth 3.
Okay. I might have missed that when they discussed it in the episode, but other than that, the Trickster looked more like the Joker.
He did. He looked more like the Joker. I actually heard some theories saying that he could have been the Jokester, which would have been Earth 3 version of the Joker.
So regardless, he was great. I mean, he always gives a good performance. I just don't like seeing John Wesley Shipp in a Flash suit.
Yeah, it does kind of feel out of place, doesn't it?
It doesn't feel out of place. He doesn't look good in it. His body type don't look good in it. He looks like a saggy old man in that suit. Overall, the episode was good, like Joshua pointed out, but that was, and you know who's playing Savitar?
Who?
Colossus from the first 2 X-Men movies.
Wait. What?
The kid who played Colossus in X-Men: The Last Stand and X2, and Days of Future Past Colossus. That guy, not the one from Deadpool.
Yeah, I know that because the guy from Deadpool is the way Colossus is supposed to be, and the Colossus in the other movies was just some American kid, not Russian, which really, really bugged me.
But he's playing him. I'm just not feeling this. I like the whole Savitar storyline. I like how they explain Julian being alchemy,
and that he's not in control of himself. That he was being manipulated by the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, which is also connected to somehow to Savitar.
Yes, it was,
which is fine. I just don't like the whole Megatron look.
Excuse me.
Sorry, folks. I made weed and choke there.
Yes, you did. Damn it.
Take a swig of some juice.
I got some milk, actually.
But I'm not liking it. And then...
Well, in regards to Savitar's outfit, I do have an issue with it. I think it looks cool. My main issue is that the entire thing is CG, but that if they keep bringing him in and using that outfit, they could suck up their budget with that alone. So I'm a little bothered by it. Honestly, at some point, we're going to have to see who's underneath that suit.
Yes, that's what I would prefer to see underneath the suit. Because how do you beat a metal suit?
Well,
It's hard.
the thing is that a lot of people are having issues with Savitar as well, because in the comics, Savitar doesn't even wear a metal suit. He wears like pair of pants, has a head thing that he wears with wings on it, and he's completely shirtless.
Yes, he's a Hindu guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is as far as the Savitar thing. I liked how Barry got shifted 5 months into the future, and he witnessed the woman he loves death.
Mm-hmm.
And then how Jay all of a sudden just comes and takes him back. It's like, dude, you seem to always be at the right place at the right time. Even though you got the snot kicked into you by Savitar. Made him look like a rag doll.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was a scene where they were in the speed lab, and he was just getting thrown around like a rag doll, like, ah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Josh, that you almost cried. Poor Iris. But you see that they could change the future of this because, the future is not certain. I liked how Jay pointed that out.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that, too, because the future is not certain. I mean, so like Jay said, what he saw was one potential future, one of many potential futures. So, but the way the narrative is going to play out, I have no doubt that Barry's actions are going to lead to that. Now, I don't think Iris is going to die. I think it's going to come close. But at the last minute, Barry is going to be able to save her. And it's going that like 5 months from now is when the final battle between Savitar and Barry is going to happen. And it's they're basically going to do their ultimate battle. Now, I don't know who's going to win, but in regards to the narrative, Barry's obviously going to win. But I think 5 months from now, that's when the end's going to be.
I would like a season where Barry doesn't win, that the team can't figure it out.
Oh,
that
so
would be compelling for a new season 4. I would like to see that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
So have it as a cliffhanger at the end of this season that will lead into next season, and the next season will be the focus of them trying to get fast enough to stop Savitar.
Because I don't even think it's about being fast enough. Well, yeah, it is. Because there's a meme that's out there that says Reverse Flash was faster than Barry. Zoom was faster than Barry. Who was the other speedster he fought? And then they showed one of Savitar way faster than Barry. It's like Barry is supposed to be. Oh, Wally West is faster than Barry at this point in his career.
Yes. Now, that actually is an interesting theory, Joshua. That what if Joe dies? I think that is. I think that's a very possible theory. I mean, but then again, I doubt they're going to do it. It could play out that way, but I doubt it.
I can see it playing out that way. Instead of Iris, they kill Joe, which would suck because I think Joe is a good actor and he brings the dad figure to the role. But other than that, I mean, the episode was good for a mid-season finale. I liked how after he sees the future, he goes and puts down money on an apartment for him and Iris. And then he takes her home.
Now that we've seen the future, I think every action that Barry is making right now could lead to that future.
Yeah, because he's going to be trying so hard to protect her.
Yeah, when you get a glimpse of your own future, and the future is bleak, when you go back to the present, every action you take to try to avoid that future will ultimately lead to that future.
I could see that. I could see that happening. But did you enjoy it? Was it a good one?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I thought it was a solid mid-season finale for Flash, and I'm looking forward to where it's going to go when it comes back in January. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
January 24th, I believe it is.
Yeah. And yes, Joshua, you are correct. It is like Anakin.
Now we're moving over to what I think was probably one of the best mid-season finales I've seen in a long time for Arrow.
Yeah, I'll give you that because the mid-season finale for Arrow was surprisingly good.
I
Arrow had
how they referenced so much of the Dominators in this episode.
Yeah, they've been referencing the Dominators in pretty much every episode. Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, well, like I said, I haven't seen Legends, so I can't answer that part. But I liked how they remembered those events and how it carried over to this week, and the fact that even Wild Dog was talking about it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny that Wild Dog was talking about, because I would have expected him to say, you know what, I ain't touching on that. I'm out. I'm not talking about it. It's best that we try to forget that. Yeah.
The episode was good. I mean, we found out who Prometheus is to a point. We haven't seen him.
Well,
but
the thing is that I don't think that's Prometheus. I think that's another play where he is making us think that that's who Prometheus is, but it's somebody else entirely. Because to make it the son of some guy that Oliver killed back in season 1 or season 2.
But that's how it is in the comic.
That Prometheus is a character in the comic? I thought Prometheus was original to the show.
No, Prometheus was in the comic, and he was created because of Oliver's actions for killing his
father. His parent. Okay. I did not know that, but then again, that proves to show how up-to-date with comic stories I am.
Dude, watch Emergency Awesome. That's what I did. He breaks it down very well.
I do, when I see the new videos in my subscription stream.
But no, he broke it down. I liked it, and when we come back, we're going to be introduced to Talia al Ghul.
Really?
And yes, and I honestly feel she's going to be the one that trained Prometheus.
Oh, so
remember,
you think
Oliver said there's only one woman he knows that knows how to do that flip thing that he did off that desk or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And he was trained it too. And he learned it in Russia. So it's going to be a Russian flashback. And if you notice, this week's flashbacks were to season 1, which never took place in the season. So they were new to the show, which they were great.
Oh yeah, they were. And the thing I like most about those flashbacks is the guy that was playing the guy that was killed by Oliver. He's a Stargate SG-1 alumni.
Oh, there you go with your SG-1 guys.
Yes, he was from Stargate SG-1, and he actually was in a story arc that had Tobin Bell, and Tobin Bell plays the voice of Savitar in Flash.
And he's also the voice of Alchemy.
Oh well, they determined in Flash that the voice of Alchemy and Savitar are the same.
Yeah, well, it's all good, but I mean, this episode we dealt with death.
Yes, we did.
At the hands of Oliver again. But granted, I like Felicity's response. It wasn't your fault. He played you. He made you think it was him, because Oliver's problem is he's too trigger happy, or in this particular sense, arrow happy.
Oh, yes. I don't know. I mean, I was actually expecting Felicity to start lashing out, try to attack him. I was expecting that, and I was surprised at Felicity's reaction. I
wouldn't expect it because, I mean, he clearly stated he dressed him up in his costume, and he came at me with the sword, and I fired 3 arrows into him, not realizing.
No, I thought it was 2 arrows.
I thought it was 2 at first, too, but when he went to the close-up, there was 3 arrows in him.
Oh, okay.
But what about that reveal at the end?
I'm trying to remember the reveal.
Dude, Laurel.
Oh yeah, Laurel. Yeah.
At first, I thought he was hallucinating.
Yeah, so did I. Because I know you didn't watch Legends of Tomorrow, but in Legends of Tomorrow, somebody hallucinates in that show as well. So.
Okay, now I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think the reporter is playing Oliver?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean,
I'm a little conflicted with her character, but I noticed when she gave him a shot, it was a Russian vodka. Why would she have a Russian vodka?
Well, anyone. I mean, hell, I'm sure I have a bottle of Russian vodka in my house somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you don't. Not too many people carry Russian vodka, bro.
I probably don't, but
it's intriguing because I honestly think she plays a factor into something as well. She probably
Do you
played
think
the
she might be
factor into his flashbacks. Because
Do
remember,
you think that
earlier in the season, she found out that what was that guy who pretended to be Oliver and got shot multiple times,
Christopher Chance.
and he pretended to make Oliver dead?
Yeah.
Well, remember she got that info that Oliver was in Russia and not always on the island. So there's some connection there. They wouldn't have shown that if they weren't going to piece it together probably later in the season. So I think she's going to play something down the line. The question is what? Is she connected to Dolph Lundgren's character or someone else's character from Russian's past?
I would not be surprised if Kovar is dead. Oliver fulfilled his plan to kill him, and he's dead. So I don't think Kovar is in play.
That whole Laurel thing, like I said, at first I thought it was a dream sequence, like in his mind. But come to find out, they're going to run DNA tests on her, and that's Laurel. The question is, from where? And how did she get here? Did Flashpoint create this? Bring her back to life? What is going to happen?
I don't know. But the thing is that if Flashpoint had brought Laurel back to life, they would all know that she's alive because she was a part of their lives. She wouldn't have just disappeared.
What if it brought her back and they didn't know? I mean, dude.
Like she faked her death.
Could have. I mean, dude, it's so many burning questions leading into when that comes back next season. Now I'm like, okay, this cliffhanger at the end of this episode has me wondering, what the hell? Where's she from? Which Laurel is this? I hope she never puts on the Black Canary costume again. Don't do that.
I want her to do that because
she sucked.
I liked her as Black Canary.
Want her to die over again. Then I just want her to die all over again. So no, let her be something not besides the Black Canary. She don't need to be the Black Canary. But oh man, that's the $1 billion question. So what happened on Legends this week, Charles?
Okay, on Legends, what happened is our team is pretty much just keeping to themselves. They're just floating around in the time stream, and then they get the seismic reader of a new aberration happening in the year 1927 in Chicago. They go to 1927 Chicago to find out about this aberration, which involves Al Capone, which I think is cool. Al Capone was actually kind of cool in this episode. But it actually turns out to involve a collection of villains known as the Legion of Doom.
Which happens to be Reverse Flash, Damien Dark, and John Barrowman's character, Malcolm.
Malcolm Merlin. Yeah, it's them. And the whole reason of creating this time aberration is to lure the Legends into 1927 so they can steal that amulet that they took from Damien Dark in 1987. Okay.
Now, what brought Captain Cold into this episode?
Captain Cold was a hallucination. Captain Cold was Mick Rory's hallucination. Mick Rory, when he traveled to 1927 with the rest of the team, most of the episode he spent on the ship drinking beer. That's pretty much what he did. And when
typical Mick.
And when he was drinking beer, he started to hallucinate Leonard Snart. And Leonard kept telling him not to be the good guy, not to help the friends, say, be the bad guy you're always meant to be, run, cut and run, all that kind of stuff. Self-preservation first, help them second, or something like that. And
one second. Really, dude? Really? You couldn't wait?
I know. The suspense is killing you.
Yeah. Seriously. Stop eating.
I apologize, folks. Yeah, yes, McGriddles are delicious, man.
Yeah.
But Leonard Snart kind of played a little bit of a minor role. I mean, he showed up at certain moments, and all Mick really did was say, like, shut up and that kind of thing. He didn't really acknowledge him. He just said, like, oh, you're there. Okay, whatever. I'm going to go continue doing this. And they were also building up a potential romance between Mick and Amaya.
I've been seeing that since she boarded the ship.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a bit of a romance between the two of them, which is going to be shocking, to say the least, because when they first showed up, they hated each other's guts.
But that's the CW for you. There's always got to be some kind of fucking romance.
Some kind of conflict. But yeah.
Okay, now I have a question because I heard there was a spoiler of someone returning. I know it wasn't Captain Cold.
No, it's not Captain Cold.
Was it Rip?
Yeah, it was Rip Hunter. Yeah.
Where did they find Rip? Did they find Rip in the 1920s?
No, they didn't find Rip yet. It just revealed where Rip is. Rip is not where I thought he was going to be. I originally
Rip is with the coach in the Civil War era, somewhere like that.
No. I thought Rip was going to go to that village in the Western times to live the life of peace again, but it turns out that's not the case. Rip is a B movie director in 1967.
Really?
Yes. He's a B movie director in 1967. And he's currently directing a movie where the protagonist of his movie is named Rip Hunter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's not British anymore. He made his accent American now.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretending to be an American. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna find out when it comes back at next year. But what else happened? Sarah finds out about Stein's daughter, about the aberration he created.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she was pissed. She was pissed, but she found out when they were under duress where they were being tied to a chair, and Malcolm Merlin and Damien Dark were going to force them to tell them the location of the amulet. And it got to the point where Stein told Sarah about his daughter, and she, like I said, she was upset. And then Stein ended up getting taken away by Damien Dark to sort of torture him to get Sarah to open up about where the location of the amulet is. And well, what they did is Reverse Flash did to Stein what Reverse Flash did to Harrison Wells in that episode of The Flash in, I believe, season 1, where he was able to do that thing from Fringe, where he was able to change his appearance. Only he modified the device where it would not kill Stein; it would just cause great pain. And then, of course, Reverse Flash was able to look like Stein, and he snuck onto the Wave Rider and was looking for the amulet. And then there was this huge fight scene that ensued between Reverse Flash and Al Capone's criminals versus the Legends. And I thought that was pretty cool. The fight scene was pretty action-packed. It was very exciting, that kind of thing. It was overall fantastic. I loved it.
Okay, cool. Well, folks, thanks for joining. We're about to wrap up. We are going to be changing the schedule going forward for the second half of the season. As you see, Legends and Flash will both air on Tuesdays, where Arrow will stick to Wednesdays, and so will Supergirl being on Mondays. So that show will most likely take place still on Thursdays, but we're also going to be adding Legion and The Expanse to Wednesday night shows. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going to figure it out because they both air at the same time. But we'll make it work somehow, some way for you guys. And then we're going to do a separate show just for the news. Probably on Thursdays as well. But we'll figure it all out for you guys. Don't worry. But until then, we should be doing a spoiler review for Rogue One next week. But if not, you guys have a happy holidays and a safe New Year's. And as always, enjoy your entertainment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Any day now. Any day now. We're out of here. We're gonna fly.
Do.
I'm gonna look forward to watching that episode.
We're still live, dude.
I know that. Trying to keep the flow going.
Still coughing from that McGriddle.
Yeah. You must have purchased that yesterday.
No, I purchased. Apparently, I didn't buy it at all.
Oh, your mama did.
No, somebody got it for me.
That was nice of them.
Yes, it was.
I sent the messages. He knows.
I'm just letting him know. They could always edit this stuff out. It's no big deal. So we can do whatever we want. There's no judgment.
Oh, I wonder how many people are still watching the after show.
Yeah, well, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to go back to watching The Expanse.
Stopping now.